We're live yet. Okay, we're live now.
Ah,
Hey,
nice.
everybody. Welcome to Lipstick Radio After Dark. Thank you for joining us today. And I have my special guest in the house, Mr. Cooley High himself from Cognac Time.
How you
That-
doing? How you doing?
Now, you guys see who kidnaps me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, along with our other rest of the whole crew and half the country listening and around the world. He has a lot of listeners. And I highly suggest that you guys come on over and check us out because, it's a great time, great discovery of new music. We're in the chat room. We chat it up.
All of the above.
You know what? Before we go any further, big shout out to my girl Ashley out there who wanted to join us, but it's all good. She's going to be tweeting you questions, actually, Cooley. She told me she was. So got the
That's all
phone
right.
right here waiting for the questions to come on through. And
Yeah.
but before we go any further, I do want Cooley to tell you a little bit more about himself and his show and where you guys can find us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So,
Right on,
floor
right
is yours.
on. Well, I am Cognac Time with Cooley High, is the radio show. I am Cooley High, and I broadcast from bonfireradio.com every Tuesday and Thursday from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. And that's what about 7 o'clock this time, your time in Cali, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, from 7 to 9 Pacific time, you get some really smooth tunes that is like the perfect soundtrack for you pouring a glass of cognac to. So, I'm a hip hop dude. That's where I got my notoriety from. So I'll
Yep.
play some hip hop, but I'll also play some R&B, funk, soul, blues, rhythm, jazz, classical, alternative, spoken word, comedy skits. You name it, just as long as it's a soundtrack for you pouring a glass of cognac or whatever beverage that tickles your fancy. And then, that's basically what it is. It's not about the genre, it's more about the lifestyle. Uh,
And today on my show, I did say that today. I told him
ah,
that I would be hanging out with you and that,
dope,
I'll
dope,
be
dope.
hanging out with Cooley from Cooley High, where it's not about the genre and it's all about the lifestyle, baby.
Ah, see, we're going to have to talk about that in the back end.
Don't worry, that
I'm
drop is
kidding, I'm
coming to
kidding.
you soon.
Oh, no
So,
doubt, likewise.
so that the viewers won't think I'm such a diva, okay? The fan is because it's hot as hell, okay? It's hot.
Ah,
It is about 100 degrees. I'm down here downtown, which makes it even hotter with all the
all
cars
right.
and all the smog, and I'm right by the freeway.
True,
And I
true,
live in a
true.
brick building, so it's like a pizza oven. So if it's hot outside, it's hotter inside. If it's cold
Right.
outside, it's colder inside. So they. So thus, I will be fanning, and I'm in a silk robe, and I would love to
Yeah.
take it off, which I plan to do when we get off air, because if I take it off now, it'll be another show, so can't do
Right.
that. So,
Oh man.
getting to one of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight, because I'm sure we'll go through many, 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 many topics. But
Okay.
my girl Ashley online, she wanted to know and discuss why is there such a difference in the way women are viewed when they date multiply? They're trying to find the right one. I mean, and it's not that way for men. And I always kind
Right.
of wonder that too, but frankly, I don't give a damn what people think about Kim, so it never bothers me.
Yeah. I
But,
dig.
the thing is, you got to think about, I mean, I always tell this when I used to go speak to women. Like, you're the CEO of your life,
Hmm.
okay?
Right.
I say that you are like, picture Bill Gates, okay? Bill Gates started Microsoft, and let's say Bill Gates wants to step down and he wants a successor, right? So
Hmm.
there are going to be plenty of, callers, all these resumes coming through. Do you just pick the first one that comes along, or are you going to, interview multiple and do some research and then finally pick the right one
Yeah. I
for the
mean,
job?
the obvious answer is there. It's just a matter of will the person have the patience long enough to be able to do that.
No, but my point is, if a woman dates 4 or 5 guys,
Right.
and a guy does it, it's okay. She's a hoe, skank, huzzy, and then the guy is, oh, he's bachelor, he cool, he a ladies man, he a player. It's
Well,
like a compliment. So why
yeah,
why is
I
that?
think, I think the general sentiment, and I mean not for nothing. I come from a understanding that women are just like I was just talking about this earlier. That women are just like men when it comes to wanting to get their rocks off. There should be no stigma attached to it, even though there was anciently for, I guess, whatever political or religious reasons, um, that women had to keep themselves pure and, sanctified and that sort of thing. And by nature, that men, do what they do. Um, that's not necessarily the case, in this day and age, because women are, have advanced as far as their involvement and their position in society, that things like this shouldn't even be an issue at this point in our evolution as people on this planet. To me personally, now, yeah, I think there are still people that pretty much govern our laws, create the laws and run things in our country that still hold on to this belief that women should look a certain way, or that should appear have the certain quality about them that should not be this particular type of person. You're deemed a harlot or whatever because of their ancient or archaic way of thinking. And this spreads down through our generation, depending on what kind of, I guess, socio-economical class you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the lower class people don't give a shit. But, the people who are, so-called upper echelon, what have you, they do their best to kind of instill these kind of values and whatnot into their, you know, forecomers and whatnot, and that's pretty much how that ends up. Um, so I think it's more of just a battle of just a frame of thinking, really. Is it fair? Nah, I don't think it's fair. Um, there are certain double standards that, I guess for the sake of what it is, has to exist. Um, I'll give you an example. Can you name one situation where you didn't mind seeing two dudes getting it on a big screen, on a movie screen?
Oh no. No, no, no.
Okay.
No, no,
And
no, no, no.
would you mind seeing two women getting it on the big screen?
I look, if they don't insert to one another like they supposed to, I don't want to see it. Now, I have nothing against people's personal lifestyle because I don't have to be in the bedroom with you, okay?
Right.
But
Right.
what I want to see, no, I don't want to see that. And I have many
Okay.
gay friends and stuff, and then I don't want to see it.
Right. Right. But like if you had to go to a movie and that a scene came on where there was two guys or two women, which would you be more comfortable seeing?
Oh, God. Okay. So if I was forced to pick, it would probably be the two women
Okay, that's all you have to say. But
because it just seems. I'll explain why, because I'm sure people are like, well, why? Well, the reason why
well,
is
no,
because it
no,
seems. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was saying the reason for me is it seems more of a feminine thing anyway, you know?
Right, right.
And
I
I
agree. I
look
agree.
to men as masculinity and that rock and that testosterone that just turns me on. It ain't nothing about two sticks doing no
Right,
that don't
right,
do
right,
it.
right. Of
That don't
course not. I
represent
mean,
it
well,
for
not of
me.
course not, but doesn't do it for me either.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, being clear. Um, however, that's something that does exist in some mediums, and it is a double standard in some aspects that exists. But I think for the sake of it being what it is, I'll gladly accept that double standard. So it's I think with regards to why women are seen or deemed as harlots or what have you when they do just about the same, or have the same sexual lust or activity as an average man. To me, I think it's a level of what your upbringing is based on what you currently experience, how you deemed women in society this present day and age, um, how they respect their mothers, how people respect their mothers is
Hmm.
important because their mother is, supposed to be their protector, the she's the saint almost, you know what I'm saying, to the child, or should be. And you know how they respond to their mother and their people in their immediate family extends towards how they relate to people on the outside, how they relate to women, what kind of women they bring home to meet mom, when that time comes for them to date and whatnot. um, does she seem like she's kind of well-rounded, or does she seem like the most purest person that they can find? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
um, it depends on how that person is brought up, to me. um, yeah, I don't feel that way personally, man. Women like to get it off just as much as men do.
And
You know,
ain't nothing wrong with it.
not at all, man. Not at all. Not at all.
My thing is, and now this is probably going to go into a different topic, but almost the same. My thing is, I don't, I get irritated when people feel like you have to be in a relationship or you have to be married. You don't
Right.
have to do that. I mean, that's a
Right.
choice.
Right.
And it doesn't bother me if a man is a player. It really doesn't. I could care less. He's probably not going to be my type if I'm in the market to settle down myself. If I'm not
Right.
in the market to settle down, he might just may be my type because I may not want to see him more than once. I'm
Sure
just
indeed.
saying.
Sure indeed.
But I just get irritated when people feel like relationships, you just have to, and especially these women that, unfortunately their mothers, you know, raised them up watching, I mean, reading these stupid ass fairy tales to their ass. Subconscious
Mm,
works 90%, conscious mind only works 10, so the stuff is buried and for
right.
years. And that is why I didn't read that stuff to my kids. They didn't get that
Mm,
till they were older and they found out about it themselves when their friends in junior high school was like, "You never heard of Snow White?" It's like
yeah,
I was
that
not putting
conversation.
that
Yeah.
I was not putting that in their heads because and I'm not anti-relationship or anti-man. I love me some men. But the thing is, I need people to be honest with themselves first. Period.
Right.
That's all I need. Because if you're honest with yourself first and you're not insecure and you're not one of those dudes that needs a Linus blanket and carry it everywhere, meaning you got to have something at home because you're afraid you can't pull something every night to cuddle you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're gonna be a player, own it. Because that a player don't need to have no leftovers at home. A player
Right.
knows
Right. True indeed.
and if he don't pull something that night, that's cool. He either go in his black book or he'll just go to bed. But whatever, that's what a real player is. A little insecure little boy gotta have somebody at home and then out there doing stuff. So that's where I have the problem because obviously you're lying to somebody, and
Right.
that's where I have the issue. So as long as you're honest with yourself first and own who you are, then you can do whatever the hell you want to do. So if you say, hey, you know what, I'm not settle down material. I just want to hit everything that comes across my path. Hey, I'm all for it. Power to the people. Power to the penis. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because that's why I respect Hugh Hefner. I don't agree with his lifestyle, meaning I could never be a part of it, my personal self. But I am not hating
Oh
on that
man,
man because he will tell you straight up, hey,
he's
look,
doing
I
his
got
thing.
2 chicks in my bed already. I'm looking for one more. You can join in. Don't think you're going to come in here and change me. This is how it is. This is how it's going to be.
Right.
You down or not? Because I got other people to interview if you're not. And
Yeah.
you can't help but respect that because he's telling you up front. It's the
Yeah.
stupid women with the fairy tale dreamy eyes who are going, I can change him. I have the golden coochie. I can make him change
Hmm.
his mind. It's only going to be me. That's what Tiger Woods woman thought.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so my thing is, I just don't like it when people feel like you have to do one or the other. Just
Right.
be whoever it is that your DNA is and
Yeah.
own it and don't be afraid of it. If you like, to play around, hey, hit as much as you can, be safe, wear condoms.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely wear
you know,
condoms.
But
Because,
if
we got
you
to protect ourselves.
and if you are gay and you like doing all that, hey, do whatever it is, but wear condoms. But I'm gonna get on that gay thing for a minute
Oh,
because the problem I have, well, I have a lot of gay friends. They're very close to me,
yeah,
and
yeah.
being that I'm a dancer, I mean, that video I showed you,
Right, right, right,
well,
right.
every single one of them were. So
Yeah, yeah, I hear you.
male and female,
Which was
but
actually fun though. It was a fun video to watch.
thanks.
Word up.
So what I'm gonna get at on the gay tip is this,
Uh-oh.
because this is not funny
Okay.
and it's very serious. And be who you are. And if somebody can accept you, then you don't need to deal with them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So don't get a beard. Don't be a male and get a beard. You know what I'm talking about. Don't do the download thing. Get a wife,
Mm.
get a girlfriend, knowing that, you over here, you like sausage.
Ah.
Because that's not cool. Because you more than likely, and I'm talking about the download thing. I'm not talking about the women who are open and want a metrosexual man. I'm talking about the women who don't know that you like sausage and they really think that you're straight and they don't know that you're
Yeah.
having unprotected sex or whatever with another man,
That's
which
the
is why,
deceitful shit.
yeah, that
Yeah.
that right there, and
Yeah.
it's even a bigger thing because in the black community, we have the highest rate of AIDS amongst women because we're contracting it from those situations. So that is why, for me, that's a very personal thing because I know women who are struggling with that. I know some women
Right.
who actually have AIDS because of this, and
Wow.
it is personal for me. So, again, be honest with yourself and stop trying to save face. It's not going to be easy. You chose something, obviously. If that's who you are, you're going to have to deal with whatever repercussions come because it's not fair for you to use somebody's health and heart as a scapegoat so that you can have easy street. That's not cool.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
that's all I'm going to say about that.
And that was Khymberlee Carlyle's PSA, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's more than that. We'll talk offline about that. But yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
But yeah,
But yeah,
so
man, that's some serious shit though. And I mean, honestly, I think, no matter how it hurts people, I think being truthful and being honest with people is the best way to be in life. You know what I'm saying? If more people was just honest, not only with other people, but honest with themselves.
yes, that's where it starts. You got to be honest with yourself. If you don't
Yeah,
even know you first, then how do you
yeah,
expect somebody else to get to know you? You
exactly. And
know,
some
and
people, yeah, some people hop in and out of relationships so fast, they don't realize the amount of time that it needs for them to figure out what makes them work. They're looking for somebody else to fill in that void.
absolutely, when they can't,
Right,
no one on the outside can feel that. Okay, you guys,
right.
it's all within yourself. And that's where it is. But again, bottom line is, I love sex. I do. But I love it with, the people I choose or the person I choose, depending on where I am in my life. And, it's nothing wrong with that if you're responsible. And just because I'm dating, and see, this is where I'm going to talk to the small minded people. Just because I'm dating multiple men doesn't mean I'm fucking all of them. So, for those of
True
you who
story.
think that I am, or not me, but I'm saying that when you see women dating multiple people, and you automatically get that thought, it just makes me think like, okay, well, that was your lifestyle, obviously, or your current,
Yeah,
because you're so small-minded that you think everybody else is doing it. So,
yeah.
no,
Most people on that shit. Basically, that it's kind of like Jerry Springer mentality.
it really is. And frankly, I'm a little bit, especially now that I'm older, it's number one, I have two, three,
Yeah,
three or four businesses. Okay, I can't even count. I have at least three businesses. Okay, so
yeah,
for me to even take the time to stop what I'm doing
right.
to go out with you, that's a lot for me. And I'm not trying to sound
Yeah,
cocky, but as an entrepreneur and you don't have a big staff and it's really just you most of the time, unless you get a big project and you can afford to bring on staff. You
Right.
know, for the things that we do, because I don't just do radio, so I do a lot of different things, and it requires time. And there's many times I'm sitting right here in this chair on this computer, and I'm here from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. nonstop.
Mm,
Most of the time I haven't eaten. Like, I haven't even eaten today yet because it was one thing after another.
right.
So, I mean, that's how it is. So I'm not like Miss Gigolo or anything. And then when I do go out, you got to give me a reason, number one, to even make me stop what I'm doing to go out with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And definitely when I'm there, I'm sizing you up from the time you've emailed me or called me. Your emails better not have no slang in it. Don't.
Yeah.
And then all your words better be spelled right.
Yeah.
And I get some little keys. I get the keys, but sometimes it's not the keys. It's like you don't know how to spell.
Oh
So,
no.
I'm
Oh,
canceling
dang.
that
Okay.
date. So that's gonna be canceled.
Yeah, I
But
don't know some of people's grammatical situations go, on
especially
social
now
networks.
it has auto check and auto
Yeah,
spell.
man.
So it's like you can't even take the time out
There's
to
no
make sure
excuse.
it looks good to present it to me, and
No,
you're
no
trying to get
excuse.
to know me.
No
Oh my
excuse.
God. So what are you going to do if I allow you to have me? So yeah, no. Mm-mm. Yes, I'm looking at every single thing.
I don't blame you, man. TSA.
And then when you're out on a date, if all you can do is your conversation with me every time I talk to you is how good a person looks or how scrumptious or that kind of talk,
Yeah, girl.
that's gonna last all of 2.5 minutes before I dismiss myself to the restroom and out the fire escape door.
Yeah, I was gonna say how fine you look right now. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
Girl, you
Anyway,
got
everybody knows Cooley High is my brother, y'all. Y'all know. Ain't no incest going on. Although, damn, I am getting kind of hot. Damn.
Hey,
Maybe.
check it out. You
Hey,
got
what
that
happened to
fan out there.
your somebody else supposed to be joining you? What's up with that? Where's your drink
Oh,
at?
oh, oh, my drink is in my hand right over here. I just put it down
Okay, I was just
because,
checking, just checking.
yeah, yeah, it's
Just
right over here.
checking. Yes,
Here's a cheers to
Lord.
you. All right.
Cheers. Boom. Clank, clank.
All right, that's it.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so now, since we're talking about now, Ashley got me started on this gender stuff, right? So let's just go there. So
Big
now we're
shout
going
out
to
to
do
Ashley.
shout out to Ash. So, how do you feel when a woman lets you know what she wants? Meaning, a lot of us women are old fashioned and we kind of like the guy to approach us. But how does a man really feel when how's that?
Well, say that once more because you blanked out just for a second. How does a say that last thing you
Yeah,
just
I don't
said
know
just
what's
now?
going on with this.
Yeah, it's doing something a little weird.
Can you hear me okay right now? Because I don't, for some reason,
Yeah,
this
now I can
internet
hear
thing
you.
is going in and out.
I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, frozen.
Okay, well, it's just kind of going in and out though. You still there? Oh,
Okay, you're just
yeah. Okay,
frozen.
that's it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's doing something
Yeah,
weird
you're
right
frozen
now.
right now.
Yeah.
Come on, Google, get it together.
Yeah. Hello.
Can you still hear me though?
I can still
Yeah,
hear
I'm
you.
here.
All right. All right. So, um, where were we? Wow, this is
Okay. It's trying to come back in, so.
yeah, it's trying to do something.
Um, a second. This is strange. Give me 1 second. Let me try and fix this. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I'm going to shut that down. Warning break. Start.
Yeah. All right, so you can hear me though, right? You can hear me? You can't hear me?
What is going on?
Oh shoot, now I'm frozen.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All
Definitely
right.
can hear you.
Okay. Now I'm frozen over here. It's kind of bugged out. This is a crazy little situation right here.
I don't know what's going on with this. It is. I wonder what's causing it. I didn't ask you. Oh my God. Okay. I think we're back
All right.
now.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're back because I can see myself again.
All right, and there it is.
My goodness.
So now,
This is crazy.
you still there? Still there?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right.
All right,
I'm here.
so
Can you see me?
yeah, I got you. All right, so now you were saying the last thing you were just
All
asking.
right.
All right.
Phew. Like, what do you guys feel about a woman aggressive and coming to you instead of you approaching her?
Right. Okay. Um, I don't have a real issue with that. I think it's a little sexy sometimes. It depends on how the approach is, you know? Um, but yeah, I don't oppose it. You know, of course, traditionally a man's supposed to step up and, the woman's supposed to play hard to get and all of this stuff. Um, which is kind of annoying at
Oh,
the
we
same
are?
time.
Damn. I need
No,
to.
no, no, no. I
I
mean,
need to step up game. I never did that.
not everybody does that, but some people that, especially back in the day, that's what they, a lot of women did that. But I mean, not for nothing, people being more honest with themselves, they admit, I'm having feelings or whatever, but I don't want to waste time. If blah 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 X Y Z don't match up, then let's not go this route. Or if it does match up, let's give it a shot and see what happens. You know,
So, do you feel that, like, I interviewed this author named Andrea Sertash, and
uh,
she has a book out called You Can Sleep with Him on the First Date and Other Dating Myths Debunked, I believe. And so she was breaking down, like, a lot of the rules and all this crap, and, like, and basically, like, well, whose rules are these anyway? So
yeah,
um, I guess what I'm asking is, should we have rules? Like, should there be a rule? I mean, because honestly, at the end of the day, like I was telling some female friends who seemed like I just discovered water or something when I told them this, because they were just in fantasy land. I said, look, just because you're married doesn't mean that your man and yourself, if you're honest with yourself, but it's definitely not going to mean that your man or you are going to not be sexually attracted to someone else.
right,
That there's always going to be somebody you're sexually attracted to.
right,
I'm like, so the difference in being married, though, is that obviously you would not act on that attraction.
right.
So, but that's not just because you get a ring and a piece of paper and a stupid dress and a cake, which you spent way too much money on anyway.
Mhm, mhm.
That doesn't take away human behavior. It's
Right.
sorry, people. Newsflash, it does not. So you're always going to be find some. I mean, damn it. I see people I'm attracted to a lot. Like, damn. But and that's as far as it
Right, right.
goes.
But that's just being honest, though. That's just
That
being
I'm being
honest.
honest, and I will look and I will fantasize for
Right.
2.2 seconds, and I keep it pushing.
Right
but
on, right
but I mean,
on.
you're always gonna see or find or meet someone that you have that attraction to. But that is
Yeah, man.
why we go back to saying being honest with yourself first and making sure that you are ready for true monogamy, because you will be tested. You'll be on a business trip, you'll be lonely, you'll be extra horny one time, and then you're nowhere near
Yeah,
your
it
wife
can
or your
creep up on
husband.
you.
And if
Right.
you're not really into, well, just this one time ain't gonna hurt, or just, that's not what monogamy and loyalty is about. So if you
Nah.
still have thoughts like that, then you have no business being in a monogamous relationship, because we both know it's
Right.
just a matter of time before the right TNA crosses your path and you
And you
do that
fall
little honey
succumb to
dip.
the forces. Word.
So, which again is nothing wrong with doing that as long as you're being honest and as long as you're not hurting
Yeah.
anybody. So,
Right.
those are
Right.
the only rules. Stop being selfish, because I know a lot of men who
Well,
don't want to, they want to be honest so bad, but they just can't, because if they tell the girl that they are seeing somebody else,
then
then she ain't
the
gonna
whole
want to see
situation is
him.
screwed up.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, well, then she won't want to date me anymore because she's looking for a relationship, and I really want to hit that. And I'm like, well, then that's where the selfishness comes in, because you're not even interested in giving her what she wants. You're just interested in finding out how good or bad her coochie is. So
Right.
that's
And
that's not
yeah,
fair either.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, all in all, it based down to the fact that he wasn't honest.
Yes, not honest. And that's what it all boils down to. Somebody not being
You know,
honest with themselves and others.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, you be straight up and straightforward with what it is beforehand, and I mean, you can't really run into too much problem. Of course,
So
people feel it,
Cooley,
get caught up in that, but
Cooley, I know that you mentioned to me, guys, I know you guys weren't listening in before the show, but he
right.
mentioned to me that he was in on another interesting conversation
Oh
about
yeah, 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 yeah.
masturbation.
Yeah, the hip hop is for lovers. Big shout out to Lene. She's taken over as the main host for that particular show, and they broadcast every Wednesday from 8 to 9:30 p.m.
Wonderful.
Um,
Congrats, you guys.
thank you, thank you, thank you. 6 shows strong, so we're building. But yeah, they had the conversation about masturbation, where some of the places you've masturbated. Have you masturbated in front of people? Have you? How many times have you masturbated in one day?
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
it was really some interesting questions and answers going on.
And what was your answer?
um, um, I I didn't have an answer for most of those. I mean, I was kind of in and out because I was doing some other stuff while I was listening.
Uh-huh.
So I was
Uh-huh.
just like, I would walk past the computer to see what people were saying on the
Uh-huh.
chat room, and kind of bugged out. But
Uh-huh. But you remembered all of those questions. Yeah, audience, I'm with y'all. Hmm.
yeah, I mean, because it was posted on Twitter. That's how we promote to make sure that it's kind of jumping on that. Um, but yeah, man, it was really interesting. I think a lot of people are becoming more candid with their activities. Not as many as probably should be, because we
Well, they
still got
finally
in the
catching up,
closet.
because I've been
Yeah.
that way for a long time. Very candid. All that I gotta have the perfect house and picket fence and all that crap, that's out the window now. Who
Oh.
cares?
Oh.
Everybody else cares. That's how you got here.
Say that again. I just blanked out. All right. If you can hear me, I cannot hear you at all.
It's my computer. All right. I think we're back. We were stuck once again. You know,
Yes.
Google is about to be fired.
Yeah, this is an interesting little tool.
Yeah, well, I never had this much trouble before ever, so this is a first.
It might be because we're, on different coasts. That's interesting to know that we're on different coasts of this continent.
No, because my girlfriend usually does it with me all the time, and she's in Atlanta.
Well, yeah, it shouldn't have no problems.
Mm-mm, no, I just think it's the connection tonight. Maybe the heat. It's just overheated out here.
You said it was 106?
Now, it was 101 downtown today.
Oh, 101. I mean, shit, hot enough. After a certain point, it's
Hot
like,
enough to
what's the
be here
difference?
with no breeze, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, after the show, you say you're gonna get more comfortable and that sort of thing. Do you sleep in the nude, or do you have on like at least one article of clothing on?
It depends. A night like this, I will be naked, but ass naked. Hmm. Like I
There it
am
is.
under this robe. And I will be derobing once this is over and going right over there on my couch and go, oh, yes, with that fan on me. The only reason it's not on now is kind of, well, the little fan is on, but the AC is a little loud, so I didn't want it on while we were
Right,
doing
right. I
this,
got you. Oh,
which is
what
why I
a
got this one, so yeah.
what a huge sacrifice you've made. That is awesome, and people should recognize that. You decided to get hot and bothered
Oh, yes,
just so you
I'm
could broadcast
very,
this.
very hot and bothered right about now, trust and believe.
Oh man, oh
Multiple
man.
reasons. Multiple. Multiple.
Well, what is? Let me ask you, what is an average amount, a sufficient amount of times that a woman should have sex per week in order to function as, normal as a woman, not going crazy or nothing.
Ooh, that's a hard question because I'm a little bit different than most women. So I don't know what works for them. I mean, I know some women who do it once a month or two times a month. I would just die. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You know women like that?
Yes.
Wow.
It's sad. I'm like, why don't you try to? I'm sorry. Even if we argue and it's fine, we can still be mad at each other, but you going to get naked tonight, and we'll work it out tomorrow, but I'm getting some. So you can go to sleep, but it's going to be up. I
Right.
guarantee you that. I'm a little bit
Oh
different. I've
man.
always been that way because people always say, oh, yeah, and you get older, women's sex drive gets, you know, much. And I guess that's true. I don't know because I've had the same sex drive that I've had at 16, so it's not changed for me. It has
Right.
slowed
Right.
down because,
Oh.
unfortunately, it's not because I wanted to. It's slowed down because of the men. The men are, that's the interesting thing. Okay, I'm going to talk about that for a minute. I noticed that, for whatever reason, and I'll take it as a compliment, I attract a lot of young guys. But unfortunately, I'm not a cougar, so that's not what I'm into. Now,
Mm.
granted, I look
Okay.
at some of those bodies, and it's like, ooh, shit. But anyway, um, like you gonna make me molest a child? Y'all better leave me alone. But
Horrible.
no, it probably wouldn't be. But
I'm just saying.
but getting into the men our in our age bracket, like
Uh,
even starting, I'll even take it down to 38. These people
mm,
get comfy and they are pregnant, and I can't do that. Or they
mm,
don't want to do anything and they just want to sit on the couch. And I'm not
right.
necessarily
Right.
talking about I want to go out to a club, although I do love jazz. I do like to go shake my butt sometimes. But mostly I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about I'm active. I'm the same size I've been all my life. So I'm still a size 3, no stretch
Well,
marks, and 115 pounds. And
well.
I've had 4 children. So if I can maintain this, and you don't have no kids, you don't retain water, you don't have periods, all you do is sit up, be lazy, and drink beer, we got a problem. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's funny, I was watching a Dr. Phil episode, and he was interviewing this couple, and the guy was demeaning the woman, and she had gained some weight. She had 2 kids, and all he was doing was calling her fat pig and this, and you're disgusting, and all this stuff. And his ass was like Fat Albert too. I'm like,
Wow.
and Dr. Phil said it for me. I was just standing up clapping in my house. He's like, do you not have a mirror? He said, have you looked at yourself? He's like, but some men are so deluded. They
Yeah.
like that. They have that thing about, oh, the woman needs to look like this, but but I can look like whatever. And
Yeah.
even another friend of mine told me that. He says, all men don't have to do nothing. All we gotta do is have his money. And that's
Well,
sad, but it's true. It's
it's
really
sad, but
true.
it's true in a lot of cases. I mean,
But not for me. See, and that's just it. Not for me. It's not.
right.
It's not true for me. I don't give a hootie and a blowfish what you got, because that doesn't move me. What moves me is you, and is there physical attraction? Is there chemistry? Do we get along? Do we see eye to eye?
Mm,
Do you respect me for what I do? Because I might be submissive with you at home, but I am aggressive in the business world. So
right.
can you handle somebody that's a go-getter? And if an opportunity came up and I need to move overseas and you didn't want to go, guess what? Bye bye. I'm gonna miss you, but bye. I'm not that chick that's gonna stay here for you,
Right.
because this is
Right.
my life. I have one life to live, and I have unique opportunities being presented, and you want me to sacrifice my dreams, goals, ambitions for everything I've worked on for over 20 years for to stay here because you comfortable. I think
Now,
that's not cool. That's
now,
selfish.
what do you think if the guy was really dope and that's the only thing that would be an issue is the fact that he didn't want to go there, right?
Hmm.
Now, what would it take for him to keep you here?
He couldn't.
There it is.
It wouldn't be anything, because
I cannot hear you.
you can't hear me.
Now I can hear you.
Ugh, it's frozen again. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? You're like the damn commercial. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Word.
now? No, what I was saying was that, you know, I've dreamt of living overseas ever since I was in the 7th grade.
Right.
So that's been a dream and a goal and an ambition. So it's in me. So
Mm,
for you to want me to shut down my childhood dream, you
yeah.
know, cold, think that I'm would remember when we met and the anniversary of this and what we had on when I used to be like that. I haven't been like that
Right.
in probably 20 years. You know,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I'm not saying those things aren't valuable, but it's just not who I am anymore. I'm a realist,
Right.
and the realist is this. I may love you to death, and but that's if I worked hard to have that, then I'm gonna have it. And if it's meant for us to be together, then we'll cross paths again. But I know that I would always meet somebody else just as wonderful overseas too. So I mean, it's like, okay, I'll just have my grieving moment and I'll get over you, and then I'll get another puppy. It's just like when you get a dog and it gets ran over, you
Yeah.
moan and you groan, but you get another damn dog eventually. So I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
real.
Pretty much. Yep.
Just being
Yep.
real. All that like, oh, I'll never find anybody else like that. No, I probably won't like that, but I might find somebody that fits just as well, if not better. So I don't keep
Yeah.
myself in a box like that. I don't do that
Right.
for
Right.
no human.
That's not. It's
I
not
mean,
healthy.
I've got 4 kids that came out my coochie. So if I'm not staying in the States for them, I'm not going to be staying in the States for you
Fair enough. Fair
either.
enough. Fair enough.
So
Yeah,
we'll just
man.
say that.
All right. Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. Now, are you what part of you Europe, right? You want to go to Italy?
Yep, I want to go. I want to move to Italy first because
Okay.
I'm more familiar with the language. I'm
Oh,
learning it as we speak because I've had so many years of Spanish. My oldest is actually bilingual in Spanish.
nice.
So I just made sure that, you know, it just comes in handy when you're bilingual. Because while I'm there, you know,
Hmm.
there's a lot of French people that live there as well. And
Right.
I plan to pick up, because I'm going to learn that first. And I
Yeah.
have easier for me because I do have, it's so similar to Spanish. So,
Right. Right.
but once I
All
get
from Latin
there,
derivatives. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So once I get there and I hang around some of the people who speak both French and Italian, that'll be helpful. And then I do
Yeah.
plan to spend some time in Paris. I have a lot of friends in Paris. One friend in particular, her name is Elizabeth, and she moved there right out of law school. And she even finished, actually, she was still in law school. She finished law school there at the American University of Paris. And now she's this big law professor at two of the top universities there. And she's
Oh,
been there
nice.
since 1986. And you could not pay her to come back to the States. So I have
Wow.
friends. Yeah, most of my really good friends, they're all overseas, from Paris to London to Switzerland to New Zealand and Australia and you name
That's
it.
nice, man.
Everybody's gone but me, and I want to go. And the
I
good
hear
thing
you. Yeah.
is, I'm an American. I can always come back home. So if I
You always
choose
have a
to,
home in America.
I always do. So
Oh,
it's like why
man.
not go explore? When you look at the globe and you see
Yeah.
the little United States right here on the globe, and you see all the spectacular stuff. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. It
If
makes
I
sense.
didn't
And I
have
mean,
kids, I would have been gone a long time ago. But I had kids, so I had to take care of that, and now I
you
can go.
gotta handle that. Yeah. You have to make some citizens, some people in society that would make a change.
I had to make, do a sacrifice, because that was a
Yeah.
sacrifice to, But I love my kids, and they want to come visit, and Geneva
Yeah.
wants to come
Yeah.
stay. So there you go.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's it'd be like a second home. It's nothing wrong with, knowing that you can travel to different regions of the globe and have a place to stay.
Yeah.
That's a very assuring feeling.
Yeah, two of my friends that are here actually, they keep their flats in Paris. So they're like,
Ah,
whenever
see?
you go here, you come get the keys and you can just go stay. I'm like, okay.
Well, there it
So
is. There it is.
just
That's
it's
like
just waiting on
that's
me.
yeah, that's almost as good as having enough money, being wealthy enough to just travel where you want to travel and just drop it on a hotel room.
Oh yeah, and see, that's the thing. I would never go there now. Don't get me wrong. I've got to experience their hotel room at least once, but
Yeah.
to stay in it for a week or any more than 3 days, no, because that's
Mm,
way too much money. And I don't believe in
nah.
wasting money like that, especially when you have friends. But I'm also a part of this other international group where you can host people and they can come and stay and you can go stay and it's really fun because I'm a people person. I always have been. So I love meeting new people. Love it.
Yeah, man. That's pretty much what's happening. Um, I always say that the song that Drake did with DJ Khaled,
Hmm.
No New Friends, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Um, I always said that was a bad song.
Hmm.
I mean, it's catchy and all of that, but it's a bad song. And why I say that? Because, you know, say for example, you had the same friends from since like elementary school, right? And a lot of
Yeah.
people do, and these friends don't, they have not evolved. They all working a 9 to 5, and you're the only one that want to become like an owner of a business or, some sort of entrepreneur. You got dreams, but because you got to keep up appearances with your friends, and then a song like that comes out, No New Friends, then what kind of mind state does that put a person in when they're in a situation like that?
The same mindset as he was in, which is why he wrote that. Because I call stuff like that the crab syndrome. You know how you
Mm,
get a bucket of crabs, and you can put a big bucket and fill it with crabs.
Yeah.
And most crabs are just content. They'll stay there. They'll chill until it's time to snatch them out and throw them in the boiling water, right?
Right.
But then there's always one or two crabs that's smart enough to try and climb up, and they almost get out, and they just
Mm.
barely made it. And then you see a crab sitting at the bottom, look up like, where the hell you think you're going? You pull your ass
Yeah.
back down here with
Cool.
us. And that's
Yeah.
what happens in society as well. So
Yeah. Exactly.
I used to have people saying things like that to me when I moved, because I grew up in Compton,
All right.
and I didn't want any parts of living there at the time because I had a young son,
Mm.
and I couldn't trust, bullets don't have any names on it. I've
Right.
seen plenty of people get killed in front of me, in front of my school. A lot of my friends are dead in jail, drugs, stuff like
Mm.
that. People that, not friends, but, people that you knew of or that were in
Right.
class
Right.
with you. But I was not going to live like that, and I was not going to jeopardize my son's life like that.
Right.
Because I know that if somebody bullied him and again into a gang, then I would have to get killed because I'm gonna go kill them, and it just would be because you ain't
Yeah.
taking my child. We would just have to go out like that. But
Yeah.
so I ended up moving way like 2.5 hours away, San Diego County, and I moved to Carlsbad,
Mm.
at the time one of the whitest areas you can be in.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know about that area. I just got in the car, and my girlfriend said, "What are you doing today?" I said, "I'm going to go look for an apartment." And she says, "Where?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just going to get in the car and drive, and when I feel it, then I'll stop."
Mm.
And I just drove and drove and drove, and 2.5 hours later, I wound up there, and I saw a little lake, and I saw the mall, and I'm like, "Ooh, there's a condo up there in those hills." I'm like, "That's it right there."
Nice.
And that's where I moved to. And then people was like talking about you, oh, you think you too good, and oh, you be under the white people,
Yep.
and it's like it wasn't nothing like that. The bottom line was this: I was a young mom. I had two kids at the time, and the, I could not afford. I was still in college. I'm working 2 and 3 jobs. I could not afford private school, and I wanted my kids to have a really good education. And so
Hmm.
I moved them to a place that had one of the top school districts so that I did not have to struggle and pay for private school. I had
Right.
to struggle and pay for the high rent, but at
Right.
least, paying for that helped, me live in a place where they had access to a really, really good education.
Right. That's
And
that's
so,
awesome. Awesome motherhood right there.
but because at the end of the day, people don't realize this, but once you have children, it ain't about you no more.
Yeah, that's pretty
It, it,
much what
it
it
ain't.
is.
It's not. It's about your children. So these people
Yeah.
who stay in these neighborhoods that can move if they wanted to, and some people's like,
Hmm.
well, that's just really condescending. I was like, didn't you just buy that Suzuki Jeep because everybody had a Suzuki Jeep at the time? Didn't you just
Yeah.
buy that Coach bag and you on welfare? It's like, hello. It's like if you can do all of this little stuff, then you can save money and your ass can move.
Exactly.
If it's to better your child's life, if it's to save his or her life,
Well,
then absolutely you have to do whatever it takes. And I
yeah.
struggled. I've been evicted. I've been through the whole things. It was not roses for me. That's for
Mm,
damn sure. But I
right.
struggled and I struggled because I was a single mom. I raised all three of my kids by myself.
Uh,
Not one dime of child support whatsoever. So when
wow.
I hear these people say, well, I have a kid, so I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm like, I'm the wrong chick for you to say that to.
Right. I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, man, that's pretty rough actually. I mean, and then coming up in Compton and whatnot, I'm sure I can imagine. Um, but you've done an excellent job, and from what I can see or from what I can hear, you got four now, so that means that
Mhm.
you're definitely like you know what you're doing. Um,
And I'm
on top
proud
of
of
yeah,
every single one of them. I'm proud of
well,
all of them.
well,
So
that's
like I
what's up.
said, my 29-year-old, he's a DJ and producer,
Okay,
and he's even
yeah,
done stuff with the Roots, so I'm proud of him.
nice, nice.
The 26-year-old, she is a one of MAC Cosmetics' top makeup artists, so I'm real proud of her.
Right, right.
And she's also a musician, so she used to have a band as well.
Okay,
Um, my 23-year-old, she just got back from a 2-month tour. She's a professional dancer now, and
okay.
she's done a multitude of music videos and stuff. And
Mm,
choreography and things of that sort. So I'm very proud of him. The youngest one,
nice.
we haven't figured out what he's going to do yet, but I have a feeling he's going to be a musician because some kind of way he's figured out how to work that electric keyboard.
Ah,
And
nice.
it's like, okay. And then he wants to do drums too. So this summer, that's exactly what I'm going to
Okay.
do, get him some drum lessons and some keyboard lessons.
There it
So,
is.
so
There it
yeah.
is. That sounds awesome.
So real proud of them. And when I do some projects, I do pull them in. I'm not the type that pulls people in just because that's your kid. I'm like, no, if they sucked, they would not work with me. Trust me on that. And my
Right,
kids will tell
right,
you that
right.
too. So
I
no,
feel you
they're
on that.
pretty talented. So real proud of my kids. So
Yeah, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. But you know what though? The one thing that I will say is that this, you know how like you have family businesses that
mhm.
pass down their businesses to like generations after them to kind of like have a legacy or to, just keep something in the family that they can call their own.
Yep,
You
absolutely.
know, a lot of times now what I notice is that there's a lot of kids who's, going to college and just want to do their own thing. They don't want to mess with the family business.
Nope.
Um, it's I don't know. It's at the one time you can encourage and applaud a child for wanting to do something different, but at the same time, this is a family business. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we can call our own. We don't have to work
Absolutely.
with anybody. And I don't know. This is you saying that just made me think about like how many people encourage their children to stick within the family business if they have a business established or to
Hmm.
sort of affiliation or to even take that kind of advice from their parent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a bunch of different dynamics, I guess. But in any case, this is After Dark,
Yes, it is.
and we're talking about some stuff after dark, and it may not necessarily include children.
No, but it includes on how to make them.
So, how often,
Hmm.
how often do you feel is, for a single woman, right? I know women that are together. How often do you feel is a good number of times to masturbate per day?
Oh, masturbate? I don't know. I mean, I do it. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I have to tell you this. I have to
Oh,
tell you this. So, I'm walking down the street here in downtown LA, only in LA, right? So,
mm,
I'm headed to the train station, to hop on the subway. And these people are in these purple shirts. I noticed them, but I didn't stop and read or whatever. I just was headed to the train. And then the guy tapped me on the shoulder. He says, I don't want to offend you or anything, but we're giving away something. And I just want to know if you're interested. And I'm like, sure, what? And he says, oh, the new Trojan vibrators.
nice.
Yeah, they're like $40 things. And he gave me two. So I was like,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Well, do
So
they
yeah.
do they
Speaking
work?
of, oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So on that note, that's why I had to bring that up because that was one of the
Very
tools
relevant.
that I use, right? So,
Yeah.
but damn, getting hot. Um,
All both?
huh?
All both?
No, no. One is not even opened yet. And when I wear the other one out, at least I
Yet?
have backup. No, I opened one,
Wow.
but I didn't open the other. I save that one in case something happens to the main one. Then I got backup. You don't want to go.
Okay.
You
I
know.
thought you can gift it or something, send it to somebody for Christmas.
My friend did want it, and I was like, sure, no.
Uh,
I thought about that. I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep that one.
oh man.
Hey, I need backup, but
Uh,
I don't know. Cause see, the thing about masturbating too much is that it's really hard to, cause you know where your spots are, right? So you know what turns you on, cause it's you and it's your body, so you know what turns you on. So when you do that, and you do that, and you hit the spots, and you do everything, and then you get with a dude, and then you wonder why. Okay, I'm not coming. What's wrong with that picture?
Yeah,
You know,
I get that.
you can
Yeah.
get too used to it. I mean, that has happened to me before, and so I try very hard not to use it that often at all,
Mm,
because when it's time for my Lubin tune every 3,000 miles, I don't want nothing messing up that.
word, true. Oh man.
So I
So
don't know
yeah, so
how often a woman should vibrate, but how often she should have sex. Ooh, I can answer that question. Yeah, I say at least twice a day.
at least twice a day.
That's how
Wow,
often I want it, but okay, I'll be realistic.
that's
Um,
adventurous.
four times a week, twice a day, or at least okay, at least just 4 times a week, at least. Any less than that, oh my God. Who
Well,
wants
four
to be
times a week
less
is
than
pretty
that?
good.
Oh my
Yeah, I
God.
mean, twice a day though.
Twice a
That's a
day.
little
Okay, look,
ambitious.
let me tell you about the day. Okay, this is why it's twice. Because, we do it at night, obviously when we go to bed or whatever. And then I'm probably going to wake you up for breakfast before you go to work or whatever. And
Okay,
I'm doing it this, that's twice. That's
okay,
twice. And because when you get home,
yeah,
I'm doing
that's
it
fair.
again. So then again in the morning, so that's just twice. What's wrong with that? Nightcap, breakfast. Hey, what's wrong with that?
That's what's up. That is definitely cool. All right. You go, girl.
Hey,
uh,
and
yeah,
if
that's a
I
decent number. That's a decent number. I can rock with that.
I think that's
Um,
cool. And then sometimes if I get to surprise you for lunch, if you have your own
uh,
office or we have a quiet space and tinted windows, I might surprise you for lunch.
okay.
So
That's
that would be like
lunchtime is.
icing. That's icing on the cake. But on the real, I think twice a day is cool because I know me and I know that, if you lay next to me and I wake up and you there, it's on. Sorry.
Well, there it is. Um, well, so would you prefer using a toy or rubbing one out?
Using a toy for what? With my partner?
No, to like when you masturbate.
Oh, yeah, I need something. The finger don't
Okay,
do nothing for me.
okay.
Just like
Now,
a man's finger. I hate when guys think that they're doing something when they're doing that. It's like, what are you doing down there? It hurts. It's irritating me. Stop
well,
it.
some men are actually trying to find the G spot. I say some men.
The G spot you will never find with your finger. Okay, you would have to put half of your arm up inside of it. That's not where the G spot is. So, yeah,
Oh, really?
that's not
Hmm.
where it is. It's
Okay.
nowhere that you can get to with all of that crap. That's annoying.
Oh,
Ugh.
okay. So that
Now, if it's done right, don't get me wrong. If it's done right, then it can be pleasurable. It can feel good. It's not the G spot, but it can feel good. But when
okay.
guys are just doing all, this is what okay, let me just get this off my chest. Okay, guys that don't understand that all, contrary to what you guys have heard with your little rap songs, with whatever men talk that you're having, all pussy is not the same. Okay, newsflash. You should know that already. So, if you're not the type of guy that knows that, now if it's a booty call, I get it. You don't care about getting to know her body. But if you're trying to see this chick for some time, I suggest that you get to know her body. And getting to know her body is something that's not going to happen in 1 session, 2 sessions, 5 sessions, however long it takes. And it's going to take you doing different things and listening and being attentive, watching how she squirms and moves or moans or whatever. Because
Yeah.
body language is everything. So you'll know when I don't like something. And if you're not paying attention to that signal, then I'm just going to embarrass you and say, okay, tap you on the shoulder, honey, that ain't it. Stop. So if you don't want to be
Yeah.
embarrassed, just pay attention to the signals. That's all.
Yeah, but not every woman gives the guys signals, which is why guys like to mess with older women in a lot of cases because the older women can kind of do that.
No,
But
I mean, no, we give signals. We give signals. Now, I mean,
right.
I'm not going to give you directions like a air traffic controller and, and like football plays and stuff like that. But, I'm not going to do that because I'm not
Right.
that chick that likes to train either. I need a man that already knows what he's doing. I do not have
I feel you.
time to bake a cake from scratch. That is why I go
Mm,
to the bakery and I pick what I want. So I
right.
don't have time for all of that. So you need to already know what you're doing. Now you
Yeah,
now
right.
you won't always know me, obviously, because I just talked about getting to know one's body. So
Right.
that's cool. But
Right.
you still have to know kind of what you're doing out the gate, okay? So that
Right.
we can
Right.
get to that point. Because my biggest pet peeve is men that don't understand what the hell foreplay really is. Men
All right.
that just want to hurry up and tongue kiss you and then stick it in and think that, I mean, okay, how I can describe it is telling a man to put a balloon on his finger, put a balloon on your fingers, and then make a little hole and put it in there and go back and forth. I'm like, you see how that feels? It's dry, it hurts, right? I'm like, that's exactly how it feels for me. You kissing me for 2 seconds and then want to put it in. If you think I was wet, I'm not. It's not going to
Mm.
happen. So it's
So
annoying. I'm going to fake it to get you off me, and then out you go, and I won't call you again or accept your calls.
I got an interesting question for you. Now, you talking about foreplay. What's some of your favorite things to do in foreplay?
Talking.
Yeah.
Foreplay is so many things. You got to learn how to make love to a woman's head first
Right.
before you ever think about getting to the body,
Right.
because it's playfulness. I could be watching the way he talks, the way he moves his lips, the way he's walking up to me, to
Mm.
open my door, all of that. Oh my
Right.
God, all of that. And then, of course, just pure, true intimacy,
Right.
because that is the touching, the panting, the kissing, the hugging, so that by the time it's time for insertion, I'm ready to just freaking blow my top.
Right. Right.
So if you're
And
going and going and stroking and you're not done foreplay and you're wondering why, damn, I just can't make her come, because you probably didn't do foreplay.
okay.
Foreplay done
Um,
right will make a woman come every time.
is there a, is there a time limit as to how much or how long foreplay should take place?
No, there's no time limit. It just depends. It
Okay.
depends on what he's doing. And if
Okay.
he's taking the time to learn those spots that get her, some women it's their neck, some women it's other things. So
Mm.
that's going to turn on the engine much faster
The
than
neck.
anything else.
Okay.
So you just
Okay.
gotta. No, I'm just saying knowing her spots. The neck doesn't do it for every
Oh,
woman.
okay.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. You got to find out what works for your woman.
Right.
It's not a one size fit all thing. It ain't like that.
True indeed. True indeed.
Some women like a man to go to bed with them. Some women
Yeah. It's really interesting to me. When you hear people
interviewing
give.
me, I need to ask you some questions. It's like you interviewing me, I need to ask you some questions. So,
My
do
bad.
you know what foreplay is as a man? Like, did anything I described match
Uh,
what you thought foreplay was?
Yeah, R. Kelly said it best though. No, I'm just joking.
Ah,
I'm joking. Um, nah, actually, all of that, to me is included in the whole activity of foreplay. Having a great conversation to me, um, is something that's really important. Communication in any relationship to me is really important.
yes,
Um,
connection, connection. You're connected.
yeah, I mean, without communication to me, then there's no sense in the relationship even continuing. Um,
And
so,
that's just it. It doesn't
uh,
even have to just be, yeah, I mean, well, relationship. There's many different types of
well,
relationships.
that's what I'm saying. Any
Yeah.
kind of relationship there is, whether it's a mother and daughter and, whoever, you know.
I'm just saying, we're talking about the booty call type relationship.
Right. With the booty call, there is a level of communication that goes on.
It is, because if
And it
we like it, we gotta communicate so we can do it again.
right. Not only that, but leading up to the point there, thereof. There's a certain level of verbiage that's used, and a certain level of physicality that's used.
Yes,
Um,
it is. Now,
Especially in the art of foreplay.
do you believe in
Uh,
love at first sight?
um, I guess in
Or
the
do you believe in
idealistic
lust
sense,
in first sight?
it's more of a lust than love.
That's what I believe, but there's some people that swear that they believe in love at first sight. You already know I'm
Well,
I'm cynical, so no, I don't.
well, I think not only being cynical but being realistic. I mean, in a sense, in an ideal world, you want to feel like, love at first sight does exist in an ideal world. But the truth of the matter is, this is not an ideal world. In a lot of cases, we're often betrayed or misled. The other thing is that there are some people who exist that genuinely have love for mankind, love animals, and all that shit. So,
No, but I'm talking about somebody that says, "Oh, I just know
nah,
he's going
it's
to be my
lust.
husband. Oh, I know she's going to be my wife."
I
And
think it's
like,
lust.
how much do you put into that?
I think it's lust and delusionment.
But what about those couples that it does happen for?
Well, that's just
An
the luck
anomaly?
of the cards.
And that's the
Yeah,
anomaly, right?
that's a play of the cards. Nah, but there are some people who break the mold, so to speak. I mean, I don't think there's a particular rule to any of it. Some people, there is a love at first sight, and maybe they have this gut feeling, their spirit moved them in a way that they knew that that's what it was going to be. Some people mutually feel that way, and some people that doesn't even exist. It's generally lust, and
I honestly think it's 100% pure chemistry,
yeah,
meaning lust. That's what chemistry is.
yeah. I mean, you think about it. There's
Because you're not going to have that for somebody that you're not attracted to. You're
right.
just
You're not going to walk up to a complete stranger, not knowing what that person looked like, to get into their mind to figure out what they're about and ask them out for it. You got to be physically attracted to that person to even want to step up to them to have that conversation.
That's true.
So yeah, lust at first sight.
That's what I think
Thumbs
as
up.
I eat my frosted flakes.
Ah, frosted flakes.
I eat them dry. This is the only way I eat them.
Really?
Hmm.
You need something to lubricate your tonsils there. Make sure you don't choke on those dry cornflakes.
I never choke, baby. Never.
Ah, touche. Well played.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
hmm
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
no, you've had enough of me.
No, it's your show.
I'm drinking. Go ahead. I'm
Ah,
listening. Hmm.
well, when it comes to the other act of foreplay, which involves like oral sex, so to speak,
Mm.
um, how long do you think it's a long enough time for a man to be down there?
Oh Lord. Hmm. Everybody always wants to ask me that question, and I'm the wrong.
Always?
Every time we have
I'm
a
sorry.
topic.
Let's change the
No,
subject.
no. I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm saying this because I feel like I'm the wrong female to ask that to.
Okay.
Because I was just explaining this to someone the other night. I'm one of those chicks. Remember earlier I was saying there's some chicks that don't like it, and I'm one of those chicks that really don't like it.
Wow.
It depends. It depends. No, okay. Let me clarify. If you know what you're doing, then absolutely, I invite it. But because I've had 90% horrible than good,
Wow.
I'm cool with not having it at all. It would not bother me not to get it because I would rather you not embarrass yourself and waste my time.
Wow.
So, yeah, so unless you're confident. And honestly, there's another trick I learned.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. And sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of people's medical issues, but if you would just be honest with yourself and honest with the person that you're about to have sex with and communicate, then we wouldn't have these surprises and these issues. So
Right.
disclaimer, don't write
Right.
me, don't email Lipstick Radio about this, but it's just the truth. So I've noticed that, and this has happened to me a few times, more and more times than I'd like to admit, but the longer a man is down there, the more it lets me know that he has nothing else to give me.
Ah.
I've learned that. And I'm not talking, I mean, like if it's good and a woman's into it and you're trying to make her come and stuff, that's one thing. But we're talking about the dude who is just down there and he really doesn't have much skill, so it's kind of like, okay, any day now you can come on up and do the insertion thing, right? And he's still staying
She
down there
calls
like
it
he's
the insertion thing.
and then, but yet he's staying down there like you done slapped some Alpo down there and Lassie down there licking it together, right? And it's not doing anything for you. And so finally, after 30 minutes, you're like, look.
Whoa.
Seriously. So that's why I said the longer that they're down there, the more he has nothing to give. Because just in my experience, I would go out on a limb and say most men that have something to give, they can't really be down there that long because they can't wait to get up there and get it in there, right? So, yeah. So, dudes, that I've had this unfortunate experience with. So then, you tap them on the shoulder, okay, and then you're trying to say these things, these sexy things, to not make them feel bad, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So you're like, oh, baby, give it to me now. I can't wait to have, I need it now. Whatever you say, right? Whatever. So and they're still down there. You can tell like they want to come, but they're like, well, I don't think it's time yet. And what they don't think it's time for is because they're not freaking hard. That is why. So they have issues that they didn't tell you about. And so, they got the E thing going on. And I'm like, so if we had this discussion, I would have been mentally prepared for this and probably not would even put myself in that situation.
Right.
But, so that's what happens. So then he comes up and you just feel him doing this down below. And I'm like, oh my God, that is the worst sign ever. It's like, okay, you should automatically be hard already. I'm like, what? So yeah.
Yeah.
So for the guys who
I
have
imagine,
that problem, I feel for you, but I feel more for the women who you don't disclose this to, because, that's not cool. You need to divulge.
But then, would it be love or lust at that point?
Well, I think it was lust in the first place. So it's like, we just need to be real. And hell, they got pills for that shit now. So don't be cheap. Go buy the shit and use it. Because that's what they got it for, right?
All you fellas go get the pill.
I'm just saying,
it's a damn shame that stuff exists now. I mean, I've never heard of male impotence until, the 90s?
No, it's been around. It's been around. I can vouch for it in the 80s. It was around. So somebody was like, I'm tired of women turning me down. Let me create a pill so that, they can think I'm normal and I can go like, Stanley Steamer when I'm in there. So, no, it's been around. People just wasn't talking about it. And us women weren't calling you back. That's what that was about. But yeah, no. And again, I'm not trying to make fun of it, because it is a real. I feel for y'all. No, I'm. Hey, look, it's like this. Anytime you deceive me or any other woman, you deserve to get ragged on. Okay, you do.
Okay.
You know, so
Fair
it's
enough.
just about being honest. It's no difference if you had herpes. You need to communicate that to me too, because at that point I
Right.
need to make a decision whether you feel you got it under control or not, whether you're going to use a condom or not. I still need to be
Right.
aware of that. So
Right.
yeah, it's the same shit. So no, you need to disclose, or you need to
There it
not ever
is.
have sex again. Simple as that. Then you need to
Oh man.
masturbate. Then there you go.
Wow. Mm.
So how often do you think men should masturbate?
Um.
I'll throw that back at you because I think men do it more frequently than women.
Well, I don't know. It's really hard to say, but I don't know. It depends on what the man is doing, man. If he's a highly active person in society doing a lot of activities, maybe once a day to take down the edge. I don't know. I
I mean,
remember,
what activities? Like activities like sexual activities, or you
well,
mean just the
like
stress of
business
life?
and yeah, the stresses of life, basically running businesses or multiple businesses, something that keeps you up all the time, and
Yeah, and then
not
you don't have time to get it, so you got to get it some kind of way. So you need to release and do it. Is that what you mean?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm saying to that extreme, but it depends on how often or what the man is doing. If the man ain't doing nothing, um, then I don't know. You could spend that time masturbating, looking for a job or so. I don't know.
Ah,
Um,
at night. Well, sometimes guys do it in the middle of the day, so I don't know.
hey,
But
there's no designated time or day for masturbation.
no, it's
It
not.
it occurs it's occurring right now.
It is, and I've done it in the middle of the day myself because I was stressed, and I'm like, let me stop
See,
and take
there it
care of
is.
this. Yeah. No, absolutely, absolutely. But how often do you think a man should do it if he's involved with a woman?
If he's involved with the woman, I don't know. Depends
Or
on whether or
should he
not
do it
he.
at all?
Well, I
Like
don't
the
think.
woman is here, she's not traveling, she's at your disposal at any time you call her. So would you still masturbate?
Well, I don't know. It depends on the terms. I mean, if she's cool with it and he doesn't mind, then so be it. If they do it in a situation where they watch each other,
No, but I mean, I'm talking about
you know,
alone. I do like to watch that, by the way, but I'm just saying right now that
okay.
yeah, I'm talking about, if you guys are alone, not the, that's not, I don't even call that masturbating when you're with the partner because you guys are doing things and afterwards I'm gonna rape you after you masturbate anyway, so that doesn't count. I'm talking about when you're by yourself. I'm talking about when you're by
Right,
yourself.
right. I don't know. I'm gonna always say once a day, I guess.
See,
Not
and I
because
think
I
that's a
mean,
lot. Once a day.
well, I mean, I don't personally, I don't do it more than that at all. My point, my point being is that no man can say that they haven't done it, or don't do it. But every
But
man is
don't you feel
different.
if
Not
you're getting it
everybody.
enough that you don't have a reason to do it?
Yeah, definitely that applies.
Oh,
If you're
okay.
getting enough, if you're getting enough,
All
if you're not
right.
getting enough, then yeah, masturbation might be the best alternative before you say, you know what, I think I need to find somebody else.
Hmm.
Um, so in some situations it might work.
Yeah, if I had to choose the maintenance man and between my maintenance man and a dildo, I'd have to choose the maintenance man.
Okay.
The skilled one, though. Because if it's somebody
Well,
that's not skilled, then I'll take the dildo.
okay. Wise choice.
Well, I think we've
Um,
just about come down right to the minute, or there's, yeah,
okay.
8:30 right on the dot. Are there
Oh,
any
there it is.
final thoughts that you would like to share with everybody since you seem to have the manual on masturbation? He's the
I
master
don't.
of masturbating.
I don't have the manual to that at all. Actually, it was a interesting conversation that came up today, and I thought I'd share it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I'm teasing. But
Yeah.
don't let Cooley fool you guys. He's a master. He's a master of all. He's a
Nah,
master musician, a master talk show host, and he is a man. So I think all men deserve Oscars, honestly.
thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just a master of what I do. Just on my own, myself. Um, but nah. As far as last thoughts, man, I would say, have yourself a drink. Sit back,
Mhm.
relax. It's a Wednesday night going into a Thursday. It's the beginning of the work week. I mean, the ending of the work week, so to speak. And
Doesn't it feel like
time to start.
Friday right now?
Yeah,
Feels like Friday right now to
it's
me.
starting to feel like Friday too. Yeah. So, or actually, it might already feel like Thursday going into Friday, and it's like really at the crux of the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? But we're almost there.
Okay.
So it's a good time to sip a little wine. If you have some red wine, preferably a Cabernet or a Merlot, take a little
I've
sip
got
of that.
pink champagne. Hmm.
See, that works just fine too. And take you a little sip. Take your shoes off. Take your socks off, and spread your toes open. Go like that with your toes.
Oh my
You
goodness.
know, yeah, man. And
Too much. See, now you guys are getting a taste of what he does on Cognac Time, okay? He is the smooth talker. Trust me.
nah. I ain't saying nothing next to a can of oil.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Hmm.
Yeah. Everybody be commenting on his comments. It's all good though. I hope you guys join us tomorrow night because I will be there with bells
Yeah,
on.
man.
Because I
Yeah,
was
cognac
disappointed.
time.
Duty called. I had to work late. And then I
Yeah,
have
it
the
happens.
presentation and I had these meetings. And I'm like, y'all making me miss my cognac time. I was having withdrawals.
Well,
So,
never fear. We'll be there tomorrow morning, or tomorrow evening, rather.
and I will be right there with you. So,
All right, cool
so
beans.
once again, where can they find you, Cooley?
They can find me at bonfireradio.com. That's BONDFIRE radio.com. And I broadcast every Tuesday and Thursday evening from 10 p.m. to midnight.
All right. And there you have it. And we expect you guys to be joining us as well. So
All right.
thanks for joining us. Cooley, don't go anywhere. We're going to sign off right here on Lipstick Radio After Dark. And I'm going to hurry up and turn this off too once I get Cooley off so I can get out of here and get
There it
naked
is.
because it's hot. You see, I'm fanning
Getting
more and more
naked,
and more.
girl. Ain't nobody
All right.
complaining.
All right, you guys. Peace out. And I will see you guys tomorrow, 11 a.m. on Lipstick Radio. Peace.
Peace.
Hold on, Cooley.
Okay.
I hit stop and now I'm frozen.
Well, you're still moving.
I should still be moving, but I just